Hi there! Today, we're diving into ad hominem, a tricky argument tactic that focuses on the person rather than the point. Have you ever seen a debate where, instead of discussing the issue, one person just starts attacking the other? Maybe something like, "You can't trust his opinion on taxes. He's a terrible father." This is called ad hominem. Instead of engaging with ideas, it shifts the focus to personal attacks. So, what exactly is ad hominem? The term comes from Latin and means to the person, instead of responding to what someone is saying. This fallacy dismisses their argument based on personal attacks. For example, imagine someone says climate change is real, and instead of discussing the evidence, someone replies, "You dropped out of college. Why should we believe you?" See the problem? They're not addressing the argument. They're attacking the speaker. Ad hominem comes in three common forms: abusive, circumstantial, and appeal to hypocrisy. Let's break them down. According to Tom Chatfield in Critical Thinking, abusive ad hominem involves targeting undesirable qualities about the person to discredit their viewpoint. For instance, he says we should raise taxes, but you can't trust him, he's got 3 kids from different mothers. Notice how nothing in that statement addresses whether taxes should be raised or not. That's why this is a fallacy. Next is circumstantial ad hominem, based on Tom Chatfield in Critical Thinking, involves dismissing an argument solely because of the person's background, job, or circumstances, rather than the content of their argument. For example, a scientist says vaccines are safe, and someone responds, "Of course you'd say that you work for a pharmaceutical company." Does the scientist's job automatically make their argument wrong? No. If someone disagrees, they should challenge the evidence, not the person. According to Tom Chatfield in Critical Thinking, appeal to hypocrisy dismisses an argument by pointing out the speaker's hypocrisy rather than addressing the argument itself. For example, rejecting a doctor's advice to eat healthily by saying, "What does he know? He's overweight." This targets his behavior instead of the validity of his medical advice, making it an appeal to hypocrisy. Now, let's see how ad hominem appears in the real world.
Donald Trump facing new criticism for something he did on the campaign trail last night in South Carolina while defending his debunked claim that he saw thousands of Muslims celebrate the collapse of the Twin Towers here in New York. He appeared to mock a reporter with a disability. Take a look.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you gotta see this guy. "Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember." He's going like, "I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said." This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski, who now works for the New York Times. As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms. A Times spokesman says they find it outrageous that Trump would ridicule the man's appearance.
In this video, Donald Trump imitates and mocks the physical condition of a New York Times reporter during a campaign event, deflecting discussion from the actual issue. Why does this matter? Ad hominem weakens discussions in several ways. It distracts from the real issue. It proves nothing about the argument itself. It leads to emotional, not logical, discussions. It spreads misinformation. Imagine if every debate ended in personal attacks instead of real problem solving. Nothing would ever get done. So, how do we avoid this fallacy in everyday discussions? Focus on arguments, not people. Use facts and reasoning, not insults. Recognize when others use ad hominem and call it out. In conclusion, ad hominem is everywhere, but that doesn't mean we have to fall for it. By recognizing it, we can keep discussions focused on facts and logic rather than personal attacks. Next time you see a debate, ask yourself, are they attacking the argument or the person? Remember, critical thinking means engaging with ideas, not attacking people. Here are my sources that helped shape this presentation.